video is going to be a presentation of my 1925 Radiola Model 24 portable super heterodyne radio. This has been a several month long restoration project in order to get this into nice restored working condition. I would say this is borderline a basket case radio as received. I will put some before images on the screen now so you have an idea of what it looked like before it was restored versus what it will look like now. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this radio. This is a portable receiver. It is outfitted in what is essentially a suitcase. We take the lid off. You can see that inside the front lid of the case is the antenna. This can be unstrapped, removed. The connector can be reversed. And the antenna can then be plugged into top of the radio. It will swivel for best reception. Now let's take a closer look at the controls of this radio as seen on the front panel. Now let's take a look at the control panel of the Radiola 24. This is going to be very similar to the predecessor, the Radiola AR812, and similar to, but not quite exactly the same as its successor, the Radiola 26, as they all use the same basic circuitry. On the front top here, we have a metal and fabric speaker grill. Under that, we have a latch for unlatching and folding down the front panel. We have a plate with the maker and model identification number. We have two dials. First dial is marked Station Selector 1. This tunes the antenna. Other one is marked Station Selector 2, and this tunes the local oscillator. These need to be tuned in adjustment with each other. Normally this is done by tuning the local oscillator in if you already know the station you have, and then tuning in the antenna for the highest gain, or you can kind of tune them with two hands in tandem if you are looking for new stations. These are set up such that the pointers are easily removable. And then a spring clip holds in a piece of paper here that covers the front of the dial. So by default they are just marked 0 to 100, but you would be given these paper dials that have a log record on it. They have the wavelength marked in meters, and then they also have spots where you can pencil in the stations you have received. The knobs under it are set up with vernier tuning, so you have reduction gearing, so you're not trying to fight in between closely packed stations. We have two rheostats down here, and two switches and a 1/4-inch phone jack. Phone jack is where you would plug in headphones if you want to use headphones with this set. The center switch is the main power switch, and this left switch over here is for if you want to use one or two audio amplification stages. Pushed in, it will give you maximum gain with both audio amplification stages. Pulled out, it will cut the gain and use only one. This is used if you want to use headphones or you have a really high-powered local station which comes booming in, because this does not have any form of automatic volume control. This rheostat over here, marked battery setting, is adjusted to set the main power for all of the filaments. This is once the switch is pulled out, this would be turned and advanced to the arrow here. This would be set as per the manual to this position when the batteries are new, and then you would use a log to mark the battery position and increase it as the batteries age to account for the reduced voltage. This set has actually been set up with an analog DC voltmeter, dual range. By default, this is wired in such that the filament voltage for the tubes is displayed. So as such, you would want to set this to about 3.3 volts for these tubes. And then it also has the option where if you push it in, it will display the B battery voltage. So using this, you would just advance the rheostat to get that desired voltage, and then you don't have to worry about logging your number of hours and battery condition. This was an aftermarket edition by a previous owner, and a rather good one at that. The second control over here is marked volume, and that is just advanced to set the volume, and all it does is adjust the gain on one tube. So let's unlatch it and take a look inside the radio. Once you've folded down the front panel, you can see the internal circuits of the radio. We have the other side of that battery setting DC voltmeter. We have the main Radiola catacomb. This uses 6 UV99 tubes. Majority of the circuitry, the audio transformers, IF transformers, RF transformers, capacitors, are set inside of this box and sealed with resin. This would go ahead and protect it from anyone who wanted to tamper with it in the early days when people did not have a great understanding of how electronics worked. We have 2 tuning capacitors, a set of oscillator coils. We have a horn speaker folded here, and its driver here. And then we have a series of batteries that would supply the voltages to the radio. Taking a closer look, these are a series of battery reproductions that I made that would replicate the period batteries used in this radio. We have 3 number 6 dry cells or equivalent for supplying filament voltage, 4 22.5 volt batteries, and in series for 90 volts, which supply the B plus voltage, a negative 4.5 volt C bias battery, and there's also a 2 microfarad bypass condenser back there for bypassing the B batteries. Let's see a demonstration of this radio in use. That is WJR. That is WWJ.
Gradual clearing and chilly tonight, though 41. A cool day tomorrow, but a nice day with sunshine and still clouds, the high 64.
Now I'm going to tune it for my AM transmitter. Now I've turned on my AM transmitter, and we're going to play some period appropriate music through this radio.
Everyone is talking and phoning with radio. It's a
Thank you for watching.